Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jayo Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jayo Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Jayo Prabhupada Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gora Hari Bol Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Goshamananda Go. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhya eva cha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Okay, Prabhus. To get blessings, please shower some blessings so that we make something valuable together. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, verse 40. Is it 40? It's 40, I guess. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Navam Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Dayamudirayet Nashta Presha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Now Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurani Pracharine Shashunyadi Pushyata Deshatarine. Okay, we have Shloka 40. Yaetena Pumanityam Stutva Stotrena Mam Bhajet. Tasya, I don't see probably. Tasya Shu Samprasideyam Sarvakama Vareshvara Yaitena Pumam Nityam Stutva Stotrena Mam Bhajet. Tasya Shu Samprasideyam Sarvakama Vareshvara Yaitena Pumam Nityam Stutva Stotrena Mam Bhajet. Tasyashu Samprasideyam Sarvakama Vareshvara Yaitena Pumam Nityam Sutra Sochena Yam Bhajet. Tasya Yaitena Pumam Nityam Sutra Sutrena Bhajet. Tasya Sampriseda Sarvakama Vareshvaraha. Anyone else? Yaitena Pumam Nityam Stutva Stotrena Mam Bhajet. Any ladies? Yaitena Pumam Nityam Sutra Sotrena Mam Bhajet. Tasyaishu Samprasideyam Sarvakama Vareshvaram Yaitena Pumam Nityam Stutva Stotrena Mam Bhajet. Tasyaishu Samprasideyam Sarvakama Vareshvara. Okay. Word for word. Yah. Anyone who. Etena. By this. Puman. Human being. Nityam, regularly. Stutva, praying. Stotrena, by the verses. Mam, me. Bhajet, may worship. Tasya, his. Ashu, very soon. Samprasideyam, I shall fulfill. Sarva, all. Kama, desires. Varaishvara, the Lord of all benediction. Translation. Any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worships me shall very soon be blessed with the fulfillment of all of his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction. Please repeat. Any human being who prays like Brahma and who thus worships me shall very soon be blessed with fulfillment of all of his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction. Okay, it's a purport, not so massive purport. The prayers offered by Brahma cannot be chanted by anyone who desires to fulfill his own sense gratification. Such prayers can be selected only by a person who wants to satisfy the Lord in his service. The Lord certainly fulfills all desires in regard to transcendental loving service, but he cannot fulfill the whims of non-devotees. Even such casual, how you spell this? Casual. Okay. So many different meanings in this. Casual devotees, okay. He cannot fulfill the whims of non-devotees, even in such casual devotees offer him the best of prayers. Casual means something you have in your mind behind. Is that means casual? What means casual exactly?
Not so formal. Casual means not so formal.
Not so formal. Anyway, okay. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Okay, any human being who prays like Brahma and who does worship me shall very soon be blessed with fulfillment of all his desires, for I am the Lord of all benediction. So, first question would be like, what means to pray like Brahma? What means to pray like Brahma? And then, if he prays like Brahma, then he's actually worshipping the Lord in that mood. So, here the Lord appreciates Brahma's mood, Brahma's sincerity, because without this sincerity, there is no really relationship, like any true relationship, see. So what is sincerity? You can ask, like, what is actually sincerity? You can throw some, what sincerity actually means. A few words, anyone, just not to be duplicitous, yeah. Unflinching determination. This is more serious. One more. Genuine, yeah. Yeah, not pretend, not okay, yeah. I mean, I would say that to add to that, to engage all your ability or anything in your possession sincerely into a particular thing, either relationships or actions. It means karmana manasa vacha, engage the mind, the words, and actions fully into that. Here in this connection is a relationship, because this is sincerity. If I say I'm, for example, sincere, and part of me doesn't give full capacity of all my words, all my actions, all my mind, then even if I say I'm sincere, it's not really sincerity, because I'm holding back something. which I can invest to get what I need, or what I want, what is my goal. So altogether means deep down, actually, I don't want that relationship. Because if you're holding back something, then it's a bit lukewarm. As Jesus said, I spit you from my mouth if you are lukewarm. I prefer that you are cold or you are warm completely. But lukewarm is like, yeah. So if we hold anything else down, then there's not actually sincerity. So if you think of that in any undertakings. And if there is no sincerity, or is it beginning? We don't have sincerity. Then rules comes in, which means sadhana. We follow that to achieve finally sincerity in our relationships. So, and also, if, for example, there is sincerity, full sincerity, even if rules are not followed, then is accepted by the Lord. So that's what he wants. In this prayer, he appreciates Brahma's sincerity. So as the other day Murli Manohar said on class, must be two things, if you remember. Is it Chesta Rupa and Bhava Rupa. That means Chesta Rupa, all this properly. You do. He mentioned chanting. When you chant, make sure full names, sincerely, just names, focus totally on name. And then second stage is, together with that, you bring in bhava, you bring feelings, you bring this mood. And then this will work. Not just in spiritual life, actually. If you bring your heart in something you do, then you will achieve topmost results with it. So in same with spiritual life. That means mood. Words, action, and a mood. That's a plus. The first level is absorption in Chesta Rupa, and the next level in anything for success is mood, which we do things. And actually, only devotees can fully absorb in Krishna. Only devotees can have this mood towards Krishna, this bhava, nobody else. So like Mayavadis, ordinary people, or casual devotees is mentioned where they cannot offer the prayers to the Lord. See, they cannot. They don't have this bhava in the heart, which that's what the Lord appreciates. Like, many people praying for different things. Like, I don't know, what demigods praying for? They are devotees, but they praying, please remove the disturbance in the universe. Please, protect us from demons. A lot accept that because they are devotees. They accept even that. It's not like, because they're sincere, they are devotees. Accepts that also. And let's see what Brahma prays. Here, see, if you pray like Brahma, in this chapter, Brahma prays. So let's see just his mood a little bit briefly of this chapter, 9th chapter, what he prays for. Brahma, after pleasing the Lord with Tapasa at the beginning, after he meditated 100 of his years, sometimes mentioned different things by different devotees, but actually Lord Brahma meditated hundreds of his years, which was actually all entire life, because it's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. By time, he was meditating, time was over. His time was over. So, did he came again or whatever, but 100 years he was meditating in this tapasya. And then he got darshan of the Lord. And then he could see the same thing which he tried by his own strength down. He didn't change the lotus or didn't change environment, was still, wild waves around. But then he could see in the same thing because our Lord was pleased and decided to reveal in his heart origin of the lotus and his own abode. So, and then, of course, Lord Brahma acknowledges his personality, supremacy of the Lord in his prayers, and realizes also sufferings of all living entities. That people go through unnecessary suffering. You feel compassion for those who cannot realize the Lord. And because Lord is available for devotees and will force anyone to become devotee. And then he takes shelter of the Lord and then acknowledges his power of his names as the original creator, source of all demigods. So Lord appreciates, he recognizes the Lord. And then in the same time he realizes the significance of his own power and prays sincerely for the power to do his service of creation, to do his service. And on the end, prays not to be affected by pride, because this is such an enormous task, and pride must kick in. We all experience. You have experience, you do something you are good at, and then okay, it's all, but still you feel pride. Whoa, look at this, you are recognized as others as well. So even if you don't really want, there's some pride in. So Brahma really prays for that. Please protect me from pride. Like, who was that? The leper. When Lord Chaitanya cured him, he said, "How can I be free from pride that you personally, cured me?" Well, Lord Chaitanya says, do you remember? How to be free from that pride? He said, chant constantly holy names. So that's a kind of very, very crucial thing. Constant chanting. I just feel, if you would come to that stage to remember to constantly chant in your mind when you're doing service or whenever you go Vakali or Japa, always chant. Then there is a chance that you will be purified, come to that stage. Every moment you forget to chant. I know I'm trying, like doing some things, doing so many things. And in my mind, chant once, twice, and then I forget. And I remember, oh no, and again, mind just goes. So that's how Lord recommends. Constant chanting, this protects you from the pride. And of course, then Brahma gets encouragement from the Lord, assurance, and then it advises him to do tapasya. I said, this tapasya will enable you to have pure mind and to perform in right consciousness. So Lord was also pleased with the description which Brahma says in these prayers here, and then comes today verse, so that whoever prays like that, then all of his desires will be fulfilled. So which desires? Verse says itself, all desires. Anyone could praise. So is that any damn desire? And is not, of course, because Prabhupada elaborates desires in terms of devotional service. So if there is no this purport of acharyas, people would accept that anything praise like that you get achieved, but only in terms of devotional service. Because when you really think, even if Lord will fulfill your ordinary desires, what benefit you would get if your material desires are fulfilled? Ultimate, what benefit you will get? No much, nothing. So therefore, in this verse, doesn't include material desires. So. Yeah. So acharyas, as I mentioned, make our life easier. They tell us actually what means all these scriptures. So, and also, even if casual devotees offer prayers, that means it's kind of devotee, semi-devotee, even those desires will not be fulfilled because there's something back. It's very interesting, So that means one has to become devotee first. That's the thing. That's what our Lord wants. You can pray like that, but only when you become devotees, then I fulfill your desires. And what devotees will ask for, he'll ask for service, he'll ask for, something towards him, not material desires, and then it will be fulfilled. So we have this, like, for example, two prayers, most frequent through Srimad Bhagavatam, hymns. One is Purusha Shukta, another is Brahma Samhita. So which one is more exalted? Purusha Shukta or Brahma Samhita? Yeah, because Purusha Shukta prayer itself it describes the mostly Vishnu, demigods offer prayers to Lord Vishnu, and is Lord is depicted there, although demigods know it's Supreme Personality of Godhead. But it's described as like massive, all-pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is, gigantic personality which spreads everywhere. And is, in many aspects, is impersonal. And indeed, most of the people accept that Purusha Shukta as a kind of impersonal, Lord. Even Mayavadis chant Purusha Shukta. But only devotees understand that. And it's interesting thing, only devotees can understand the Vedas. Only devotees can pray. Nobody else. Often I was wondering, like Lord Brahma, he wrote massive Vedic scriptures, which 99% bewilders the people. And Narada says to him when he came, you describe so many things, but, this is all impersonal. You didn't depict the Lord, entire Vedas. And I was wondering, yes, he's confusing so many people even nowadays. It will be for eternity. People reading Vedas and they miss the point. So, Vyasa did this service. Why he didn't delete the Vedas after writing Srimad Bhagavatam? It was, But point is, when you become devotee, then every line of Vedic scriptures, you can see the Lord. Even in impersonal Brahma Jyoti, there is a deity, personal deity, Supreme Lord. Only devotees can see this. If you read Brihad Bhagavatamrita, this Gopakumara says, he sees personal deities even in impersonal Brahma Jyoti. So only devotees understand the Lord. Only devotees, when they study entire Vedas, they can be in ecstasy. They will not miss the point. That's a main thing. Only devotees understand the Vedas. But we now go to these two prayers. Purusha Shukta we mentioned. But even if devotees chant Purusha Shukta, wow, they are in ecstasy because they understand Purusha Shukta. Like Lord Chaitanya, what he says to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, 7 days, she's just obscuring the Lord. And he said, I'll tell you, Lord Krishna is described in every line of what's the prayer? Vedanta Sutra, sorry. Well, yeah, every word. And I was thinking, how is that? Like, if you ever read a few lines of Vedanta Sutra, it goes all the place. But devotees understand is the Lord, and he can see. That's what Lord Chaitanya can see. And indeed, that's what devotee's vision. He can see the Lord in every line. So then, from that point, I had different opinion about Vyasadeva, and I understood, of course, many will be distracted, but for devotees, they understand. Supreme Lord is in every line of entire Vedic scriptures. So, like Brahma Samhita depicts the Lord Krishna straight from the beginning, therefore is more exalted. Ishvaram Paramam Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anandiradir Govindam Sarva Karana Karanam. Most exalted name. And if you read really Jiva Goswami commentary on first verse of Brahma Samhita, every single word he elaborates that if you have any doubt ever about Krishna's supremacy, about God itself, just study this first commentary of Jiva Goswami on first verse. All your, it's so scholarly, so, I cannot have a doubt. So then we come here into faith in the acharyas. You cannot understand what is beyond you. There's no way. If there is no faith in acharyas, in a line of disciplic succession, in authority, you're going to miss. You're going to miss, really. You cannot understand. You cannot have. So Lord Brahma revealing the world through this, to be attracted and fully happy. That's a point. And that's what Krishna wants. He wants happiness for people. And when you want this greatness of Krishna, through all these scriptures, through acharyas, then appreciation grows, then bhava grows. Jai Shri Shri Radha Gokula Nanda Paita Pavana Bhavatu. And then when you know the Lord's greatness, then you want to offer something to Him. You want to give, So that's what your donation, your offering should should be a result of love, which produces bliss in your heart because you appreciate the Lord. That's what donation is. You just want to give in appreciation. So rather than focusing on pronunciations and technicalities, like whatever smartas do, or even you learn the verse, you try to memorize. What's that Sanskrit? Then your mind is into remember this, Sanskrit, but while the actually person and what meanings a little bit can be lost. So in that way, you get different results. So when you properly chant, it's a different result than bringing bhava into it. It's different. Like in yagas, small mistake in pronunciation brings different results. In yaga, you get different results. So tend to forget person tades. Anyway. So now, just one interesting thing. Like it's very, very, very mysterious, very kind of. It's unclear thing when Brahma Samhita is spoken. Actually, I always wondering why there is no Brahma Samhita in Srimad Bhagavatam. There are quite few descriptions of Lord Brahma's creation, and priority to creation also in Srimad Bhagavatam. And then Lord Brahma offered the prayers as well, but there's always different prayers. There's no Brahma Samhita. Where is coming from? Very interesting. Like, unclear. Is it after Brahma Vimohana Lila? Of course no, because it's Brahma Samhita is priority to creation came, or I don't know, after Lord Brahma studied Vedas 3 times, he came to the conclusion that worshipping Krishna is supreme religion. This is also not, because creation already took place. So when is, obviously, in some of the kalpas, priority to creation, Lord Brahma spoke Brahma Samhita. Or maybe in some other kalpas, Brahma Samhita is included in Srimad Bhagavatam. Just wondering. And another question is, did Vyasadeva wrote all, because Brahma Samhita is just one chapter out of 100 chapters. Only 1/5 chapter out of 100. And then just wondering, did Lord Vyasadeva wrote entire Brahma Samhita and decided to give to us here only one chapter? I don't know, is anyone has any thoughts? Or in Adi Keshava temple where Lord Chaitanya found, was it entire Brahma Samhita, and he ripped off only 5th chapter which depicts Krishna specifically, or there was not there? It's totally lost. This is Krishna's intention to hide the rest of the chapters. That's interesting. I don't know that anyone has any thoughts, but only 5th chapter. Yeah, sorry.
When Lord Chaitanya went to the Adi Keshava temple,
Yeah.
we found only the 5th chapter.
Only 5th
We
chapter.
immediately copied it down.
Yeah.
So from the time of Lord Chaitanya, we have access to it.
Yeah. So that means maybe he's not even present on the earth. Probably he's not the rest of it. Or maybe it's not for us. Maybe demigods have. But it's enough. It's enough because, the many descriptions. And if you take Brahma Samhita Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, before Brahma Samhita prayers actually start, there are so many other verses. I'm just wondering, is that part of Brahma Samhita? If anyone knows? Do you ever read this Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's? That's only which we have, Brahma Samhita. There are many verses before, and then Brahma Samhita prayer, this 18 prayers start, which are not in this, the same order, like Ishvara, but it's different, almost normal shloka, 4 lines. So I'm just wondering, I didn't study it carefully, maybe there is their indication where those verses are from, or they are actually also part of Brahma Samhita, I'm not sure.
They're also fifth chapter part of
Yeah, even that. So it means these 18 prayers, it just, yeah, I see. Okay. So again, faith in authority, acharyas, as I said, without acharyas you cannot understand. Like every step you make without commentary, you will not be able to understand nothing. Because Lord Brahma especially is our Param Guru. Scriptures. Like Madhva Gaudiya, what's it? Brahma Madva Gaudiya Sampradaya, this are we. Like Madhva. It's interesting that after Brahma, Madhva, that means is a big up. So from Madhva, our Sampradaya actually gain is and who is Madhva? Madhva is Vayu. It's interesting, through the scriptures when you read that wind god, Vayu is a right hand of Krishna in this world to achieve what he has a plan for. If you go to the scriptures, like Ramayana, who is the right hand of Lord Rama? Rama. Who is right hand of Lord Rama in Ramayana? Is Hanuman. Who is Hanuman? He is Vayu, incarnation of Vayu. When you go to Mahabharata, it's a very interesting point. I'm just reading now this Mahabharata commentary of Madhva Acharya. I found English copy. I was very intrigued by Radharaman's seminars, and I found this English. There's one place you can find English translation, 450 pages, Madhva commentary on Mahabharata. I never read Mahabharata. I never was inclined, and I'll probably never be inclined. But this piece of literature I really relish. So many points, I heard so many stories, most of the stories from Mahabharata. And it connects everything, goes briefly through. And also it touches Ramayana, about 100 pages is about Ramayana. So many points which I never heard before. And he's our Acharya, Madhva. And I accept him. So many points he elaborates. So in that he describes who was actually right hand to bring Dharma to Krishna in this world. Well, you guess, who is his right hand? Yeah. He's not Yudhishthir. He's not Arjuna. He's a Bhima. Bhima was such an upholder of Dharma, like more than anyone else. Like Arjuna, he tend to kind of be softer a little bit. Or Yudhishthira, he was holding to his words, vows, truthfulness, and he tend to be also soft, tolerant. But Bhima, he was ruthless. He would uproot the Dharma on such a way, ruthlessly. You know, there's so many instances. So Bhima, who is Bhima? Is also incarnation of Vayu, wind god. As interesting, is mentioned there, just briefly I'm going aside, but when Rajasuya Yagya was performed, Krishna's intention was not to benefit Yudhishthira at his place as an emperor of the world, or others. His intention was to empower Bhima, because Bhima, he'll be next or one of the next Lord Brahma. And nobody can become Lord Brahma before he becomes first Lord Vayu, wind god, and then from a position on Vayu, you take post of Brahma. And Krishna, he mentioned a few times in this commentary, he told Bhima, you'll be Lord Brahma, upholder. So it's very interesting points. So he said that this Rajasuya Yagya, They performed 5 of them, one for each Pandava. And every Rajasuya Yagya was going on for 3 years. So to complete Rajasuya Yagya, Yudhishthira, they spent 15 years to accomplish that for all of them. And then Yudhishthira itself, he was in the 3rd place of benefit. First benefit got Bhima, second was Arjuna, and then Yudhishthira. It's interesting comments. Anyway, this is just a side point. So is our Param Guru mentioned. So hearing in right mood and in proper setting, that's the point. Even like the other day, I was sitting taking prasada and was hearing the same, like a narration of that, some book, Brahma Samhita maybe, and I couldn't appreciate really, like I had to turn it off. But when I'm alone or when I like can really listen, then appreciation, arises. Then I'm amazed. So to hear in proper mood, in proper settings, proper environment, this is what we have to do in any undertakings. If mood is not proper, settings are not proper, consciousness, then we don't appreciate even scriptures or even holy names. So it's very important to eradicate the distractions around. Otherwise you'll miss. So, not like while driving, while eating. We get, of course, we should, time, any time. But the real benefit you get when there's proper mood, either for chanting, either for service, or for anything, where you can really focus properly, without distraction. And then Krishna comes. Then Krishna comes when there's proper focus, nothing else. Like Draupadi. There's so many things, and only when Krishna was left, only Krishna, then she could scream, and then Krishna immediately came. In the same way, when it's proper mood, you can properly focus, and then result comes. Therefore, I said that Krishna comes on very, 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 very last end. We sometimes wondering, where is Krishna? Why doesn't help? And then therefore, that's a big reason for doubt in Krishna, because, because there is not this intention in us to call Krishna, which maybe in time of death will be. So Brahma in the beginning didn't have any distractions. There was nothing created there anyway. No distraction, but fear of waves. He didn't have a distraction. But later, when he created so many things, then distraction kicked in. See, so many things. Even Brahma Vimohana Lila, so many things are there. He started to think that he's supreme. See, so therefore, why life is nowadays so difficult, spiritual life? Because there's so many distractions. I'm just wondering, sometimes thinking, God says no hope for this Kali Yuga. There's so many distractions, our minds are destroyed, our patience is destroyed, our sense control is destroyed. Due to, devices, mostly mobile phone. Look at this sad picture everywhere. I mean, in my time, in your time, it was not some people would sit and discuss and converse and wait in bus and, talk. Now, when you see this sad Kali Yuga picture, everybody's sitting, even best friends just sitting next to each other. They're glued to mobile phones. There's no distraction. The other day I was chanting my rounds in Yasham. It was Sunday. I was just observing people outside. My goodness, this is just madness. It's not madness, but it's so, oh God, bleak. There's so many people sitting on the bench, 2 friends, each one of them totally on mobile phone. There's another lady there talking with mobile phone. Across there's a couple, she's on mobile phone, he's on mobile phone. There's another bench on guy sitting there reading something on mobile phone. Oh, it's like seriously, you're like, it's not that I'm free from that. But such a madness, destroying our minds. So spiritual life is so difficult. So how Krishna would come? This is God's sake. So why we cannot pray like Brahma? That's the point. Can anyone here pray like Brahma? with full, Did you ever pray, for example, for material things? You pray for material things. Was God fulfilled? Was God fulfilled? And for spiritual thing, for service, for guru, did you pray for that? Never. So I'll not ask you if it was fulfilled or not because you didn't pray. Anyone really sincerely pray for service to guru or Krishna? Anyone? Come on, don't let me down. You ever pray? You did. Thank you, Prabhu. It was fulfilled? Yeah, sometimes, because Krishna knows. I admit, I pray for material things, so-called in the service, and then I was praying. There's one particular thing which I had my set up mind to do in service. And I was praying, okay, Krishna, give this, will be good for me. And then he came, and gradually, such a cumbersome way, so difficult way, so many obstacles. And when I got it, slowly, it almost destroyed my life. Serious, August, serious problem. God's sake, on the end, I finally got rid of it and was relieved. So Krishna didn't want, but okay, you want. So we may happen, even for the so-called service, our ideas, So now I'm learning that to pray something like, please, Krishna, I have certain need. It can be even whatever, material, so-called, for health, medical thing. Often I have things I need. I have no means. Most of the time, I don't have means. And I just pray, Krishna, if you think I really need, then you send the means. If that doesn't come, then I feel I don't need most probably. And sometimes comes, sometimes not. And it's such a relief. I don't need to strive for achieve anything. Just pray. If you think I need, comes. Sometimes comes, sometimes not. So that's a great kind of way to be free from this burden. So also even if you cannot pray properly, you admit your faults, your weakness, then it's accepted. It's accepted, Krishna appreciate your sincerity. For example, in Brahma, in Ramayana, Mahabharata is mentioned. Very interesting thing that on the end of the Kurukshetra war, when Krishna told the Duryodhana, there's nothing good in you. You destroy the Pandavas, my pure devotees. You are totally adharmic. Then Duryodhana said, no, whatever I did was adharmic. Yudhishthira, he destroyed his clan by adharma. He's totally right, he was thinking. He was adharmic. Duryodhana, he was thinking, he's totally right. I was right, king. I was protecting everybody from whatever culprits, from bad elements in society. I'm such a manager, I did everything right. And then what happened? Although Krishna says, no, you're the emblem of adharma. You disturb my devotees, you try to destroy them all your life. And he denied. And then, what's happened then? Demigods shower flowers on Duryodhana. Yeah, you are so great, so that make him believe that he is right. And why they did this? Madhvacharya says, because they didn't want Duryodhana to admit his fault and again piety. Because he was emblem of evil, and he should go to under tamas, which means eternal hell. They didn't want him, therefore to deceive him, they throw the flowers so that he continue to believe that he is right. Because he is Kali. He is Kali. And under tamas, this eternal hell, which these entities never come out, never, in these under tamas. Mostly, Kali, because there's so many Kali Yugas, so many Kalis are there and their followers. So Duryodhana went straight there. So that's a conclusion. So this regret brings you piety. Admittance brings you piety, brings you benefit. So even if you cannot, by admit, then Krishna gives blessings still. Okay. It's time over. Somebody has any comment? Gauranga. Turn on, turn the bottom, press button. Is on?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the class. My question is regarding the prayers. In the discussion, it was said that Lord Brahma here is praying for Lord's mercy to use that in fulfilling Lord's desire, and so as to applies with us that we should also pray that to fulfill Lord's desire, for the potency to fulfill Lord's desires. But my tendency sometimes goes like, when I pray, I feel that I'm praying it that for some material desires, and ultimately I'll be going to use it in Krishna's service. That's my mood sometimes is. So how to understand that? Is it really I'm going to use it, or it's my mind which is trying to just justify my own desires as that I will use it in Krishna's service?
You know, this is very obvious. You know, we are all conception, we are all inclination, certain desires also, and we devised idea how to use this in Krishna's service. It's coming from us. When it comes from outside, especially authority, then even if you don't like it, you may consider there is more on higher rank, more valuable. So, okay, we have our desires, like me, I mentioned my case. We have our desires and think, you know, our inclination, we think, I'll be happy if I do this. And then we pray, there's nothing wrong with that. But the way Krishna fulfills, they just watch those. Krishna teaches us all the time. So you may pray, Krishna may give you, and you'll see outcome of it. You'll be successful with it or not, or you'll be purified from it. Krishna knows, he uses that to purify us. Okay, you want? Okay, have it. You want to go to material world? Don't go it. What says the other day? Somebody said, Krishna, when he wants to go to material world, then Krishna walks behind us and said, don't go it, don't do it, don't go, just goes with it, don't go, doesn't push us, please don't go there, please, he knows. Don't go, the same way. You want, okay, but, you know, these obstacles should teach you something, or purify your desires, that even this which you desire become really pure for Krishna. So he kind of chisels away all this anarthas around it until you realize, yeah, I can use that, but free from your own agendas, hidden agendas. So no problem to pray for that. You could be good, but how to be free? You know, you sometimes just cannot. You desire something, and then you connect with Krishna. This is how you begin. Connect your desire with Krishna until, you know, there's stages in Gita. Connect your desires with Krishna, use it in Krishna's service, and then eventually you'll be free from that. Marriage. Jai. All right? Yeah.
So Prabhu, in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that Krishna only fulfills desires which are to do with transcendental service, and he doesn't fulfill all other desires or material desires. But then elsewhere in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we're encouraged to approach Krishna, even though we may have
Moksha sarva karma.
Karma sarva karma. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, even I fulfill the desires of those who worship the demigods.
Yeah.
So how to understand this? Is Krishna fulfilling desires, whatever desires we have?
Yeah, approach me whatever you
not?
want, he said. But then is also Prabhupada said, I think in the very that purpose, Prabhupada said, Krishna reserves the right to fulfill or not. And is that a purport? Krishna will not fulfill desires which will make one pray again and again for the same thing. So, you know, the scriptures are not straightforward. And, you know, Krishna sees, is anything genuine in it? And then did you have a proper approach? I mean, do you have any experience that Krishna fulfills such any damn desire? who fulfill these desires? I don't know. Is it your karma is arranged that you get like this so-called law of attraction? For some people works, for what's not. Who makes money out of this is those who write the books, who tell the secret of the secret of the secret. I figure out now. Buy this book, you'll find it out. And he reads that, it doesn't work, and he writes the book, and he makes money. So in that way, it helps them. But how it does come is a karmic way. It's a kind of karmic way of tuning to get things. So, your question was, that Krishna says, pray me if you want material desires. Yeah, of course, you pray Krishna to get these material desires, but where it will come, it will be lesson. In any case, it will be lesson. So pray for him. Of course, then if you pray for Krishna, even if you don't acknowledge him as a supreme, you pray for him, then you at least you acknowledge his personality, and you get benefit. And then eventually, after a long time, maybe, then you will give up this. At least you approach somehow. He throws you a small grain of which you cling on, temptation. Yeah, just at least turn your face to me and pray, and you may get. Do you want anyone who prayed Krishna directly just to get pure material desires without any inclination to engaging them in service? Don't know. Perhaps there is. But people worship demigods, therefore, who kind of petition the Lord of the Day, fulfill desires. They're also linked, if they do proper way through demigods, they're kind of linked to the Supreme. Like name of Vishnu is in every yagya. It's elaborate. Therefore, that's what Lord yesterday was such elaborate Vedas, because he wanted to insert some link towards Supreme, even if it's impersonal at the beginning. Anyway, something like that. Do you have any thoughts on?
From what I understand, you're saying Krishna does fulfill desires, but is always making arrangements so you can come closer to him, even if those desires are material.
He's most clever. So even if it's that pure material desire, there's something there which, he knows. He just wants us to be happy and will not force you, but If you fulfill desires, then you get attached. Oh, Krishna fulfilled my desire. Krishna fulfilled. And then you pray another thing. Whoa, then I don't want anything. I desired, pebbles, glass, and I got jewel, like Dhruva Maharaj says. Anyway, Jai Prabhu, let's stop. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Gauranga. Jai.
Forgets every time. Forgets every time.
interesting lesson. Interesting lesson. I don't know what's going to be today. We didn't have yesterday.